हुन्छ
फर्की त मन लाग्यो
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome aboard the Big Duck for your Seal Island adventure. My name is Kirk. I'll be your captain today. Crewing for us up the front, we have Grace. Just a little bit more on safety before we get underway on our tour. We will start with the emergency exits. They are anywhere that you can see water. Please do not use the emergency exits unless we clearly advise you to. Now, down the rear or the stern of the vessel, we have 2 life rings and 4 blow-up life rafts. And in case of an emergency, our life jackets are stowed in the big white bags above your head in the centre of the vessel. Now, if we do need to don a life jacket, Grace is just going to demonstrate how we put one on. So you put your head through that main large hole, arms go through the side straps, pull down tight, wrap it around the back and tie off at the front. Now, if we do need to use these and jump into the water, just hold on to the neck piece as you jump in. Just stop the life jacket from giving you a pretty hard knock to the chin. Also, when you are putting it on, folks, please do it up as tight as possible. Now we're going to head out to Seal Island, which is just behind Great Wall here, and then we're going to make our way into Wright Island in Encounter Bay. Please remain in your seats unless we ask you to stand up. Make sure your seatbelts are on tight in the front 5 rows. Make sure you're all holding on. Pick up a little bit of speed and start the tour.
long-nosed fur seal. Now, our Australian sea lion especially is can be very much granite coloured, so if you see something you think may not be a rock, just let us know. Now, as we're looking around, talk a little bit about the bird life we have here. So you'll be able to see these large black and white birds that are sitting here. They've got their white bellies and those black backs. They are black-masked cormorants. So they're diving birds. They're actually the only species of cormorant that is entirely marine-based. So they'll fly above the water up to 20 metres, and then they'll visually spot their food, dive down and go and get it. Now, Seal Island itself is one of the small islands in the area. It's only about a hectare big, and because of that, it's a really tough time having any plant life survive on it. Sometimes in the winter, it gets swelled so large it comes up and over the island. So anything brought over by birds of the wind has a really tough time taking root and finding fresh water. So there is a long-nosed fur seal hauling out. He's a couple metres above the waterline, about 10 metres in from the peak of the island. And he's just in between these two boulders. So there's these two seagulls that are sitting on this rock, and he's just to the right-hand side of that. And he's lying down, he's dark coloured. Now, if you look probably about 5 metres to his left, there's a light-coloured Australian sea lion. So it's got a white, sort of yellowy golden colour, and then it goes darker. That's a female Australian sea lion. Now, when I first saw her this morning, I did think she was a male because she's got that same colour fur that males have around their head. But the males that only wraps around their head looks a little bit like a lion's mane. But this female, she's got that golden colour. She's just here for view again, but she's got that golden colour along her whole body. Now, the females, they do have quite a variation in their colour patterns. So, I've seen one recently that's like almost white on her belly, and then has a dark grey blue sort of colour. So those are our two species of pinniped. They don't seem very bothered by us at all, actually. Normally they aren't. Sometimes they'll sit up and have a look at us, but these guys are too busy having a nap. So this behaviour that you see here, it's called hauling out, and it is exactly what it looks like. So Australian sea lion, for example, they can spend up to a week out at sea. So it's definitely a well-earned nap. So our Australian sea lion, there's a couple of things we look for when we're trying to tell the difference between the male and the female. One of them is size. So as a species, these guys, they can get up to 350 kilos, but only the males tend to push that much. And then the main thing we look for, like I mentioned before, is colour. And like I mentioned, so the males, they have almost what looks like a lion's mane, that light coloured fur. And then the females, they can have quite a variation. Now, telling the difference between the male and female of our long-nosed fur seal is a little tougher. Typically, again, the males will be bigger. They can get up to about 180 kilos. And sometimes they have a bit of a mane, but it's tough to spot. So, like most of the other islands in the area, Seal Island is granite-based. Would have bubbled up from the Earth's core quite a long time ago. Would have extended to was about 10 kilometres, and it would have settled under a glacier during one of Earth's ice ages.
सारा सीगे बोल
So our Australian sea lion is actually an endangered species. Now that is because in the early 19th century, both species of our pinnipeds were hunted pretty extensively for their pelt and their blubber. Now the long-nosed fur seal, they're only considered threatened, which is good news. That's one step up from endangered. But our Australian sea lion, there's a couple factors that influence them struggling to get those numbers back up. A couple of them are occasionally they get caught in gill nets, which are these invisible fishing nets. Once they get stuck in those. There's a male Australian sea lion just here. Sorry, it'll get cooked back up a little bit. I'll point him out to you. You can only just see his head, but he's got that light-coloured fur we saw in a female around his head. Then he's like kind of grey-brown. So on that rock that wave just splashed up against, he's just behind that. Can we see him? He's just a couple metres above the waterline. So that is the male Australian sea lion. So you see both a male and a female. So you guys will notice the size difference. Like he's quite a bit chunkier, and that difference in the colour.
sea lion
He's in the danger zone for the splash, that's for sure. But these guys, another reason that contributes to sort of their low numbers is that they're mammals just like we are. And they carry their young in their womb for quite a long time. Their gestational period is 18 months long. So that's a year and a half. Now, because of that, they have summer and winter babies. And I just mentioned before that these guys, they can spend up to a week out at sea. So when it's really hot in the summertime, without access to mum's milk, the pups get dehydrated pretty quickly. Now, Seal Island isn't a breeding island for our pinnipeds, but typically in the past we have only really seen our males in this area. We did occasionally see females, but it was less common because they only breed in the place that they were born. But recently we've been seeing quite a number of female sea lions in and around this area, and a couple that we have seen multiple days in a row, a couple of the same ones. So there is some evidence that suggests that they're going to make Seal Island, or they're in the process of making Seal Island a permanent residence for these guys, which in the future could possibly lead towards them using this as a breeding ground. Alrighty guys, we're going to head on into Encounter Bay. So if you can take your seats and make sure you are all buckles in if you're in those front 5 rows, and we'll get moving.